Chapter 1. The Infiltration. The frigid Moscow night wrapped itself around Donovan Walker as he crouched in the inky blackness of a narrow alley. The dim, flickering light of a distant street lamp cast long, sinister shadows across the cobblestones. His breath hung in the air, a fleeting wisp of warmth in the unforgiving cold. The mission weighed heavily on Donovan's shoulders. His dark, watchful eyes surveyed the entrance to the nondescript building across the street, its cracked and weathered bricks hinting at the secrets hidden within. The collar of his coat brushed against his jawline, concealing a tiny microphone that transmitted every sound to his handlers back at CIA headquarters. In the distance, the haunting sounds of an accordion played by a street musician created an eerie soundtrack to the espionage ballet unfolding before him. Donovan's gloved fingers tapped lightly on the transmitter, concealed within his coat pocket. He was the conductor of this covert symphony, orchestrating each movement with precision. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Package. Back in Washington, D.C., Donovan sat alone in a dimly lit safe house. The glow of his laptop illuminated his tense face as he stared at the photograph on the screen. It was a message from his informant in Istanbul, a photograph of a small package, a digital clock's red digits ominously counting down, and a single word typed beneath it: tomorrow. The hairs on the back of Donovan's neck stood on end. He knew that the fate of international diplomacy hinged on his ability to decipher this cryptic message. With the treaty signing mere days away, the urgency of the situation couldn't be overstated. He leaned forward, the cogs of his brilliant mind turning. Donovan needed to understand what tomorrow meant, and what would happen when that clock reached zero. Time was no longer a luxury he could afford. Chapter 3. The Midnight Exchange. Istanbul's night sky was a deep, velvety black, unmarred by the glow of stars, as Donovan navigated the winding streets towards the rendezvous point. The weight of the mission pressed on him, and each footfall on the uneven cobblestones was a step closer to danger. The warehouse loomed ahead, a decaying behemoth on the edge of the Bosphorus. Donovan's senses were on high alert, and he moved with the grace of a panther through the shadows. The night was a symphony of creaking timbers and distant echoes. As the clock neared midnight, Donovan reached the rendezvous point. There, shrouded in darkness, he met his contact. The exchange was swift and silent. The package changed hands, its weight laden with the secrets that would soon be unveiled. Chapter 4. The Pursuit Begins. Back in his safe house, Donovan dissected the contents of the package. Classified documents spilled across the table, revealing Petrov's plan to manipulate a key figure at the treaty signing. Panic threatened to claw its way up Donovan's throat. He had to act fast. The pursuit of Petrov began in earnest. Donovan's world became a whirlwind of encrypted messages, clandestine meetings, and sleepless nights. Every moment was a race against time, and the stakes grew higher with each passing hour. From Istanbul to the heart of Moscow's underground, Donovan followed a perilous trail of breadcrumbs, a relentless hound chasing its elusive prey. But Petrov was no ordinary adversary. He was cunning, elusive, and possessed of a ruthless determination that matched Donovan's own. Chapter 5. Unraveling the Web. The more Donovan dug, the murkier the waters became. Trust in the shadowy world of espionage was a rare commodity, and Donovan found himself questioning the loyalties of those around him. In a world where everyone wore a mask, it was difficult to distinguish friend from foe. Yet, despite the ambiguity, Donovan pressed on. His investigation unveiled a web of deception that reached deep into the heart of the intelligence community. The secrets he uncovered were staggering, and the gravity of Petrov's true motivations sent shockwaves through his psyche. As Donovan stood at the precipice of revelation, He knew that the world order itself teetered on the brink of chaos. Chapter 6. The High-Stakes Showdown. The clandestine meeting on the outskirts of Istanbul was a dance of shadows and secrets. Donovan and Petrov, two titans of espionage, faced off in a dimly lit room, the tension between them a palpable force. The stakes were higher than ever, and the air crackled with danger. Petrov's icy blue eyes bore into Donovan's soul, and Donovan met his gaze with unwavering resolve. The room felt like a pressure cooker on the verge of explosion. The final showdown had begun, a deadly game of wits and strategy, where only one would emerge victorious. As Donovan and Petrov squared off, the fate of the treaty and the lives of countless innocent people hung in the balance.